السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. رب زدني علما. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. I welcome you all to the class دروس اللغة العربية لغير ناطقين بها. And inshallah ta'ala, today we are going to start lesson number 32, inshallah. And today we are doing istithna, right? Istithna. And istithna is exception, right? Exception. So last time we talked about all the rulings of istithna. So you have to remember two things now. I mean, actually three levels. First level is you have to, if it is of the same type, if it is of the same type. So like the same type in the sense, like people, right? I'm not saying all the men came except their luggage. So luggage is a different type of people. So they should be of the same kind, or can say kind. Then it's called what? It is called muttasil. Muttasil. Correct? It's called muttasil. If it is of different kind, if it is of different kind, it is called munqati'. Munqati'. So first step, you have to find out if it is muttasil or munqati'. Correct? But this step we won't be doing at all because this is the rarest of the rare. So even if you don't remember this, it's fine. Even if you don't remember this, it's fine because we won't be looking into this. We won't be looking into this. Is it munqati' or muttasil? We won't be looking into this because this is the rarest of the rare. Okay. The second thing you have to look is if mustathna minhu is mentioned. So what is mustathna minhu? Mustathna minhu is the thing you are accepting from. So we'll get into the exercise lesson and we'll understand. If it is mentioned, if it's mentioned, what is mentioned? Mustathna minhu. It is called tam. Tam. If it is not mentioned, it is called mufara. Right, mufara. Mentioned mufara can only be possible in negative statements or questions, sentences or questions, negative sentences, questions. And that is what we look in the third step. That is, if it is positive, it is called muthbat. If it's positive, it's called musbat. Or mujab, you can say mujab. And if it's negative, if it's other than the positive, that is a question or whatever, it's ghayru mujab. Correct? It's ghayru mujab. It's ghayru mujab. Okay. Right. So these are the things which we'll be looking at. All right. So once we do it practically, maybe inshallah, we'll have an idea about it. All these things here which we have to see. So let's begin the lesson. Ad-darsu thani wal ishrun. Ad-darsu thani wal thalathun. 32nd lesson. Aliyun. So let's begin. Ma natijatul ikhtibar ash-shahri ya ustad. What is the result? Natija is the result of the ikhtabaru format. What is the result of the exam? Ash-shahri, monthly exam result. Oh, ustad. So he's asking monthly exam result. So what is the result for that? Al-mudarrisu najahat tullabu kulluhum illa wahidan minhum. All of the students passed except one among them. minhum, among them. So where's the mustatna minhu? At-tullabu. Mustatna minhu means there's a whole big group, right? There's a whole big group, and except one, illa wahidan, except one. All of them passed except one. So this is called mustatna minhu, and this is called mustatna, and this is called adatul istithna. Illa is called adatul istithna. So the three things to be there. One is the huge group. This is the group, and from this you're exempting. You're bringing this out. So there's a whole group. You're bringing one person out. So all of them passed. This guy failed. This guy failed. So this is called mustatna minhu. Mustatna minhu, and this is called mustatna. This failing a failing guy is the mustatna. Now you have to see why is it wahidan. So basically, practically speaking, you can just remember one thing. There's no negative sentence, right? All of them passed. So close your eyes and make it mansoob, because anytime it is muthbat, I mean mujab, this is mujab sentence, right? Make it mansoob, khalas. It's always wajib. It is mandatory that you have to make it mansoob. Illa, you cannot say wahidun. Right? That's not allowed. That's not allowed. See, najahat tullabu kulluhum illa wahidan. So this is a positive sentence, right? There's no negation here. I cannot say najahat tullabu kulluhum illa wahidun, because mustatna minhu is mentioned. Okay, this is the first basic situation. If you remember this, you'll be fine. If you remember this, you'll be fine. Next, we have one second. Next, we have next one. Aksha an akuna iyahu. I fear that I will be that person, iyahu. So Ibrahim says, I fear that I am that person. Khashiya yakhsha is to fear, and then an akuna. So ismu kana is here. No, ismu kana is mansub. An akuna, ana is the khabar kana. Ismu kana is hidden, and iyahu is the khabar kana mansub. So anytime you use a mansub, which is detached, right? You're not attaching. So you cannot just say who. You have to bring iya, like iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. So iyahu, we had a lesson about this where we learned that this will be, aksha an akuna iyahu, that I fear that I am that person. So the teacher says, Naam anta dhak. Right? Yes, you are that person. Naam anta dhaka. Yes, you are that person. Dhaka means you, dhalika. Naam anta dhaka. Yes, you are that person. There's no istithna here. Fine. But technically you can find, I mean, I'm going back to the previous sentence. So you can make this first one, it is muttasil, right? This is muttasil. Second, it is mujab. It is mujab. There's positive sentence. And third, it is tam. Right? So all three conditions are fulfilled. So you make it mansoob. You'll make it what? Mansoob. Because it's muttasil, it's mujab, positive sentence, and tam. Correct? This is how you should do, technically speaking. But anytime you get a positive sentence, you can clearly make it a mansoob. Yeah. Naam anta dhaka. Ibrahim. كيف رسبت وقد أجبت عن الأسئلة كلها إلا الأول. How did I fail? كيف رسبت. How did I? Rasaba is to fail, right? كيف رسبت. How did I fail? وقد أجبت. While. So wow, you can translate maybe as wawul hal. While I surely answered. Ajaba yujibu form 4. While I surely answered Anil as'ilati, all the about answered all the questions, kulliha, all of them, illal awwala, except the first one. Except the first one. Now this is type of sentence. First, is it munqati' or muttasil? Is it muttasil? Same type, right? The big group is all the questions. right? All of them. This is what the big group. And this is called mustathna minhu, this one, yeah? And this is called mustathna. So this is from the same group. So we'll not even consider that because majority of the times it is of the same group, because we don't say all of the men came except donkeys, I mean, except their donkeys, because that is rare. But the muttasil munqati, you need not go. The first question which you ask, practically speaking, is it a positive sentence or not? Even mufarragh and all doesn't come. Is it a positive question? That is it mujab? No, it is not. Why? Because it's a question. So question also does not come in affirmative sentences. So question, negations, and prohibitions are ghayru mujab. So first thing is this is ghayru mujab. This is ghayru mujab. So anytime ghayru mujab comes, you have two options, right? Remember, ghayru mujab, you have two options. That is what? Make it mansub, and other thing is make it marfu. Make it marfu. So here you have two options. So you are making it mansub here. So even here, you can always make it mansub, even if it is a negative sentence, because this is fine. Mansub is one of the options, right? Mansub is one of the options. So here, this is ghayru mujab. This is not, this is a question. So why did he make it mansub? Because it's a choice. This is a choice, not compulsory. It's a choice, okay? We'll have exercises. Don't worry about all these things. Al-awwalu huwa al-muhim. The teacher says you answer all of them except the first one. The first one is the important one. Al-awwalu huwa al-muhim. Ahamma yuhimmu. Muhim, importance. And the first one is the most important one. Why did you leave? Walahu thalathuna daraja, and for it there were 30 marks. Walahu thalathuna darajatan. And this huwa al-muhim, we learned this is called damirul fasl, right? Huwa al-muhim, like ulaika humul muflihun, right? This is mubtada, this is khabar, it comes in between. That is, the first one is the important one because you want to use ma'rifa for both of them. So if you don't use huwa, people might think this is manut not. So you have to use a damirul fasl, a gap. Ya ikhwanu, يا إخوان اجتهدوا اجتهادا فقد اقترب الامتحان النهائي ولم يبقى إلا شهر واحد أو أقل. So he wants to bring another mustathna and different type now. He says, يا إخوان, oh brothers, اجتهدوا اجتهدوا اجتهادا اجتهدوا, strive. And this ijtihadan is called what? Can anyone tell me? What is ijtihadan? Ijtahidu ijtihadan. Why is it mansub and what it is called? We learned this, yeah? Maf'ul mutlaq, naam, naam. Ahsant. Maf'ul mutlaq, naam. This is called maf'ul mutlaq and mutlaq, naam. And for what it is? Maf'ul mutlaq, yeah. This is, we learned there are three types of maf'ul mutlaq. This is for litakid. This is for emphasis because he did not tell any type of it, no? It's not li bayanin now. This is takid. The other one is lit'adad, for number. This is not number anyways. Work hard only once, no. I mean, obviously, this is like ijtahidu ijtihadan, that means strive hard properly, honestly. فقد اقترب, so surely اقترب الامتحان النهائي. The exam has surely become close. Nihai, final exam. ولم يبق إلا شهر واحد أو أقل. This is the third type. Now this is mufarragh. What is mufarragh? The mustathna minhu is not mentioned, and nothing has remained except 1 month or lesser. So nothing has remained. So in English, you cannot say, literally it is walam yabqa. It is not remain. It is not remain. Like yabqa, if you say the file is hidden, no, yabqa, huwa is hidden, mustatir. So it is not remain except 1 month. But in English, you cannot say. You have to say nothing has remained. Right? But walam yabqa shay'un. There's no shay'un mentioned. You can mention, but it's not required here. Right? In Arabic, so literally you cannot translate this properly if you don't say nothing has remained or not something. Or walam yabqa waqtun. No time has remained except 1 month. So where is the mustathna minhu? It is not mentioned. So it's not mentioned is very simple. Imagine there's no illa at all. This is called mufarragha. Mufarragh means empty. Empty of mustathna. The big group is not mentioned. Right? The big group is not mentioned. So what you do? Imagine this is not there. So yabkha's file is what? Shaharun. So make it marfu. File. No, this is file. Right? You cannot make it mansub here. Why? Because yabkha requires a fa'il, not maful. So make it marfu, because this, imagine there's no illa at all. So if there's no mustathna minhu mentioned, even illa is not mentioned, right? Imagine there's no illa at all. Correct? So whatever ruling, if it is like walam ara, I did not see illa hamidan. So why did I make hamid? Because it's mafulun bihi, right? Mafulun bihi. So nothing remained except 1 month. So why is this marfu? Because imagine there's no illa. It's mufarraq. It's not tam. Right? Mufarraq means there's no mustathna minhu mentioned. And remember, mufarraq can only be possible in negative statements and questions and prohibitions. Is this a negative statement? Is it ghayru mujab? Yes, it is ghayru mujab, because there's lam. It cannot be in positive, because Arabs didn't like not mentioning mustathna minhu in positive. I cannot say ajabtu an illa lawal. I cannot delete this. Yeah, I cannot say ajabtu an kulli shay illa lawal. You have to mention something in positive sentences. In negative, it's fine, right? In negation, it's fine. Because negation, what happens is, this is not really an exception. If you think about it, nothing has remained except 1 month. It's actually, you're saying 1 month has remained, but in an emphatic way. So negation is like nothing has remained except 1 month, means only 1 month has remained, right? That's what you mean. Okay, Zuhairun, kam darsan nadrusu lil imtihani. How many lessons should we study for the exam? So remember, this is the third type he brought. Third type. Nadrusu, how many lessons should we study for the imtihan? Nadrusul kitaba kullahu illa darsayn al-akhirayn. Insha'Allah, we study al-kitaba kullahu. Now again, he brought the first type. Why? We study the whole book. So mustathna minhu is mentioned? Yes. Yes, it's mentioned, right? The whole book is mentioned. So you have to, and this is a positive statement. So blindly, whenever you see positive statements, mujab, make it mansub. So darsaini, so darsani, he wanted to bring the positive along with duals. So he brought one dual. So ani becomes aini. Illa darsainil akhiraini, inshallah. Except 2 last lessons. Akhir means last, not akharani. Akhiraini, last 2 lessons, inshallah. Yusajjilul ghiyab, he writes, he records or writes. Sajjala yusajjilu is to right. Al-ghiyab, the absence. That means absentees. Man ghaibun al-yawm, who is absent today. So he'll bring all exceptions. All are present except one guy. Ma ghaba al-yawma illa hamidun. Nobody is absent. I have to translate as nobody, but there's no nobody here. And so nobody is absent today except Hamid. That means Hamid is absent. This is also empty, because ma ghaba ahadun, he did not say ahadun. So where's the mustathna minhu? It's not mentioned. It's not mentioned. So what you have to do? Imagine there's no illa. So ghaba is fail. We need fail. So make this Hamid. Simple, very simple. Mufarragh is very simple. People get confused a lot in mufarragh. But you just imagine there's no illa. What does ghaba need? Ghaba needs a file. So there's a file. Khalas. Right? Illa hamidun. Ma ghaba al-yawma illa hamidun. There's no one present except Hamid. Except Hamid. Right? Simple. And this is mufarraq again. There's no tam. And mufarraq can only come when? Negation. Negation. There's negation. Yes, there's negation. Okay, he brings more situations where he has to use exceptions. Aina daftari o ustad? Where's my notebook? O ustad. Huwa ma'i. It is with me. Sa'utikahu ghadan insha'Allah. He taught us before that the ata takes 2 mafulun. I gave you something. Yeah? So you are the first thing. And this. Someone raised hand. If you have a question, you can ask. Yeah, you can type in the chat box. Or if it's accidental, you can. Okay. Huwa ma'i sa'utikahu ghadan inshallah. I will give it. Yeah, sure. If you have a question. Sure. You can directly ask question. Sa'utikahu inshallah. Seen is for future. So a'ata is the verb. U'ti, a'ata, yu'ti, u'ti, ana u'ti, right? And then ka is maf'ulun bi awwal, and this is maf'ulun bi thanin. Maf'ulun bi thanin. Can you unmute? I don't have my. You can type the question. I can't listen now. And we don't allow unmute because it goes on video, right? So there's a lot of disturbance, and sometimes mics are not proper. Yeah. So, yeah, we can only type questions. Yeah. Sometimes people, the mics are not proper. I have to keep waiting. Please, please. Background noise and so on. So, سأعطيكه غدا إن شاء الله. I will give you tomorrow. Now, ka is second person and this is third person. Correct? So he taught us previously. So he wants to revise us this topic that if it is from different persons, right? Ka is second person and who is third person, then it will be, you can use it in one thing. But if it is not, you have to use iya, that I will give him that. So, sa'utihuhu iyahu. I cannot say utihuhu. I mean, that's not fine. I cannot say two who's. Sa'utikahu gadan inshallah. I will give it to you tomorrow inshallah. لقد صححت الدفاتر كلها إلا إياه. Why is illa hamidun instead of hamidan? Where when? Yeah, this is called mufarragh. Right, inshallah. Why is this muhamidun? So this is a negative statement and there is no mustathna minhu. Mustathna minhu means the big group. Right? There's no like nobody is absent. Ma ghabat tullabul yawma. Ma ghabat tullabul yawma. Tullab is not mentioned. The students are not absent today except Hamid. There's nothing mentioned. So when it is not mentioned, imagine there's no illa mentioned. So ghaba requires a fi'l. This requires a verb. So this goes back to Hamid. Hamid is actually the fail. Okay, inshallah. If you don't understand this, inshallah, we'll have exercises also. But remember, if there is no mustathna minhu mentioned, so whatever the verb requires, if it requires a file, we'll give the file. If it requires maf'ul bihi, we'll give the maf'ul, right? Like ma ra'itu al-yawma illa hamidan. Ra'itu. So I imagine there's no illa. So what is ghaba or there's no ma? Ghaba al-yawma hamidun. Or ma ghaba al-yawma hamidun. Hamid was not absent today. Literally, you want to say Hamid was absent or is absent today. So you read istithna. So if Tullab was there, then it is Hamid. Then yeah, and then you have a choice. If Tullab was there, for example, if Tullab was there, you have a choice. Why do you have a choice? Because it's negation. So in negative statements, along with mustathna minhu, if there's Tullab here, then there's a choice. You can make it mansub or you can make it marfu. If there's no ma, for example, it's a positive sentence. Ghabat tullabul yawma. All the students are absent except Hamid. Then you have to make it mansub wajiban. You have to make it mansub wajiban. So there's so many conditions you have to remember. One, positive sentence, mansub always. Two, negative sentence, you have to see two things. Is it tam? Is it mustathna minhu is mentioned like tullab? Then if it is tam, you have a choice again. Make it mansub, make it marfu. If it is mufarragh, then you have to make it what accordingly, right? If the word requires that. So you have to do like this. Yeah. If it is positive, make it mansub all the time. If it is negative, then it could be three things. Like that you have to say. Okay. Yeah, barakallah fi. Anything else could come now? I think this is enough. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, if it's positive, khalas, make it mentioned. If it is negative, see if it is mentioned. If it is mentioned, you have a choice. If it is not mentioned, you have to do accordingly. Because again, you have to see actually first step is if it is the same kind, different kind, make it mansub. Then same kind, positive, mansub again. Negative, again, you have to see. Is it tam or mufarragh? If it is tam, negative and tam, you have a choice. Then accordingly. Literally, this is the whole map. Right? Literally everything is here. Same kind, different kind, same kind, so many differences. Different kind, direct mansub. But majority of the times, remember, positive sentences always mansub. Always mansub. Even if it is different kind doesn't matter. Whatever kind it is, direct mansub. Yeah. This is all, everything. Okay. I will give it to you tomorrow. لقد صححت الدفاتر كلها. Indeed, surely I have corrected the notebooks, all of them, except illa iyahu, except that one. Iyahu. Now, صححت الدفاتر. This is a positive sentence. Fine. Is it mentioned? Yes, it's mentioned. It's tam. Correct. And so I have to make it mansub. I mean, anytime positive said, make it mansub. Except that one. Iyahu. Except it. So I cannot bring mansub. Oh, just who? No. So I have to bring iya. This is mansub. Huh? Iyahu is mansub. في الحصة السابقة شرحت لكم الدرس إلا جملا منه. So this is fine. In the next lesson, in the next period, شرحت لكم, I will explain to you الدرس إلا جملا منه. Or sabiqa, previous lesson, sorry. Sabiq is previous. In the previous lesson, I explained, because this is past tense, no? I explained to you ad-darsa, the lesson, except jumalan minhu, except statements from it, except a statement from it. I explained, yeah. So he explained everything except one statement. Now he wants to explain now. إذا أردتم أعيد شرحه قبل أن أشرح الجمل. Jumla accepts sentences from it. Jumla is one sentence. Jumal is plural. Allati lam nashrah ba'du. Okay. So, sharahtu lakum ad-darsa. I explained to you. This is positive, fine. Is it mentioned? Darsa, yeah, lesson. This is tam. So, mansub should come. So, jumalan is mansub. Yes. Positive anytime, positive, khalas, mansub. Right? Positive and tam. Jumalan, fine. إذا أردتم أعيد شرحه. If you all want me to repeat its explanation, أردتم, right? أعيد عاد يعيد. This is form 4. Huh? To repeat. عاد يعود is to return. عاد يعيد, form 4, is to repeat. That's why you say, if you want someone to repeat, أعيد. Amr is أعيد. Like Aslim, form 4. شرحه is expression قبل أن أشرح الجمل, before I explain the sentences. So if you want to for me to review the lesson before I explain the sentences, التي لم تشرح بعد, which was not explained بعد till now. بعد is not بعد. يعني بعد means not yet, like لما. بعد, not yet. So, allati, why is he telling allati? He's going back to the jumal. So, before I explain the sentences which were not explained till now, or which were not explained yet, he's just making this confusing with this. But yeah, this is just silatul mawsul, ismul mawsul and sila. Ibrahim, la hajata ila i'adati sharhihi ya ustad. فقد فهمناه. لا حاجة, there is no need. لا حاجة, there is no need. إلى إعادة. أعاد يعيد, master is what? إعادة. إعادة شرحه يا أستاذ. Repeating the explanation, O Ustad. And why is this لا حاجة? He taught us before, لا نافية للجنس. Law of class negation. لا حاجة. This is ismu la nafiya al-jinsi mabniyun ala al-fath. Mabniyun fatha. And ila i'ada is the master. Sharhihi ya ustad. Faqad fahimnahu. Surely we have understood it. He's just reviewing this. Ali, arju an tu'ida sharhahu ya ustad. Ali says, I request that you repeat its explanation, O ustad. Oh, so he wants us to repeat. So you repeat, right? Aada yu'idu tu'id. So an came, made it mansub. Falam yafhamhu ahadun illa Ibrahim. Nobody understood it except Ibrahim. But Ibrahim was the one who failed, no? I believe. Yeah, Ibrahim was the one who failed. Now he's like, I've understood it. So nobody understood. Falam yafhamhu ahadun illa Ibrahim. First question you should ask. Lam, is it a positive statement? No, it's not a positive statement. right? It's not, it's negation. And is this tam? Yes, this tam. Mustathna minhu is mentioned. So tam, you have a choice. Afalam yafhamu ahadun illa Ibrahim. Nobody understood it except Ibrahim. So you can make it Ibrahima also now, right? Why do you have a choice? Actually, if you think about it, one is as a badal. So illa Ibrahim, nobody understood except Ibrahim. You can make this as badal. You can make it marfu. First choice is what? Marfu. The second choice is make it mansub because of illa, like normal, right? Normal is mansub. But why are you making marfu as also choice? Because you want to make it as a badal. So in negative state, not in positive, because is negation and it is tam. You make it, you have a choice. So because this is not, why do you have to? Because this negation exception, because there's two negatives, no? Lam is also a negation. Illa is also like exception. Nobody understood it except Ibrahim. That means only Ibrahim understood. This is just a way of speaking. Yeah, nobody did it except Ibrahim, or nobody. You just want to emphasize it. Nobody understood except Ibrahim. Al-Mudaris. Idhan نعيد قراءة الأمثلة الواردة في الدرس. Yes, we will repeat. Then we will repeat. Idhan, we learned idhan should always come in the beginning. If you want to make it mansub, there should be no gap between the word. There were two or three conditions he gave for idhan, because idhan is also from the nawasibul mudar, you know, anlan kai idhan. So this is fine. We are starting a sentence. There's no gap between the verb, yeah, and it should be a reply of to some statement before jawab idhan. So idhan nu'ida, he's just reviewing idhan also now. Idhan nu'ida qira'at al-amthilati, then we will repeat. Why is it mansub? Because of idhan, and this is mafulun bihi. Qira'at al-amthilati, the reading of the examples al-waridati mentioned, not for amthila fi darsi, in the lesson. Iqra al-ayati ya Zuhair, read the verses, O Zuhair. Zuhair says ba'd al-ista'adati وإذ قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا لآدم فسجدوا إلا إبليس أبى واستكبر وكان من الكافرين. And when we said to the angels, prostrate to Adam, so all of them prostrated except Iblis. Aba wastakbara, he refused. Aba yaba is to refuse. Wastakbara is to be arrogant, and he became arrogant. Istakbara from 10. Wakana, and he was from the kafir, disbelievers. Now, إذ قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا لآدم فسجدوا إلا إبليس. First thing, is it a positive statement? Yes, فسجدوا, because we are concerned of only here, no? This is positive. So positive, make it mansub, right? I mean, and first step only you can make it mansub. You need not even ask if is it tam or is it mufara. Right? Positive, make it mansub. So iblisa, illa iblisa. Khalas, positive, make it mansub. Positive, mansub. This is the easiest way to identify. Why is it iblisa? Because it's wajib. You have to make it mansub. But where's the mustathna minu? The wow here is the mustathna. First sajadu, they all prostrated. So even it is tam, right? So alhamdulillah, it's mansub. So it should be clear. Why is it mansub? Because positive statement. Khalas. Mujab. وكان من فشربوا منه. First example was wajib mansub. فشربوا منه إلا قليلا منهم. Next verse is what? They all drank from it. So this was a test for the people, right? Except a few among them. Illa fasharibu minhu illa qalilan. Is it positive? Yes, positive. So it should come mansub. Illa qalilan. Yes, mansub. Mustathna should come mansub. Fine, this is also complete. But if you want to go, you can go into the stepwise also. Okay, is it of the same type? Yes. They drank. Yes, same type. Muttasil. Second step. Is it what is the second? Is it tamun? Yes, it is tamun. Fine. Third step. Is it mujab? Yes, it is mujab. So mansub. I mean, we directly jumped it because musbat is mujab is always, mujab means positive statements are always mansub. Ma fa'aluhu illa qalilum minhum. They did not did it except a few among them. So now, first question, is it a positive statement? No, it's not. Ma fa'aluhu. No, it's not. So it's a problem now. It's not. Yeah, ghayru mujab. Now, ghayru mujab, you have to see so many things. It is negative, right? Negative. You have to see, is it tamun? Tamun cannot come in mujab. I mean, this thing. Yeah. Tamun can come. Is it tamun? Ma fa'aluhu. They did not do it. The wow is mentioned. Yeah, they. Yeah, they. It is tam. Yes, it is fulfilled. So you have a tamun is what? Tamun, you have a choice. Tamun, you have a choice. Illa qalilun. That's why the choice is there. Ma fa'aluhu illa qalilan or ma fa'aluhu illa qalilun. You have a choice. So qalilun marfu. Why is this marfu? Oh, you might think illa. If people don't know this rule of all this, they might think one basic rule is illa, make it mansub, right? But no, you have a choice. Illa qalilum minhum. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used this because this is a negative statement. Next verse. فَهَلْ يُهْلَكُ إِلَّا الْقَوْمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. He wanted to bring one example of mufara. So are they destroyed? I mean, they is not there. No one is destroyed, or is anyone? This is a question, no? So is anyone destroyed except the transgressing people? Anyone I have to put in English, right? Because in Arabic it's not there. So this is what? First, it's a question. So it is a negative. Is it tam? No, it's not. It is what? Mufarragh. It is mufarragh. So it's mufarragh. What you have to do? Appropriate, right? Appropriate. So yuhlaku, halaka yahluku, passive yuhlaku. So passive requires naib file, right? If you remember lesson number 3, yuhlaku, it requires naib file. Naib file is always madfu. So this is the naib file. So there's no illa. Imagine there's no illa fi ghayr al-Quran, right? So it's so you have to put appropriately because it's mufarragh, it's empty. So empty, illa is not there. Imagine there's no illa, so it requires naib file, so make it marfu. You cannot make it mansub, yeah? You cannot make it mansub because this is mufarragh, empty. Okay. اقرأ الحديث يا علي. Read the hadith, O Ali. عن عمرو ibn al-Harith. From Amr ibn al-Harith. قال ما ترك رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم دينارا ولا درهما ولا عبدا ولا أمة وإلا بغلته البيضاء التي كان يركبها وسلاحه وأرضا جعلها لابن السبيل صدقة. رواه البخاري. Amr ibn al-Harith radiallahu anhu says, the Prophet ﷺ did not leave dinaran. Dinaran, mafulun bihi. He did not leave dinar. Wala dirham, no dinar. Dinar are gold coins and dirham is silver. Wala abdan, no slave, male slave. Wala amatan, female slave. Illa baghlatahu, except his baghla. Baghla is a female mule. Bighal. Female mule. Al-bayda, a white female mule. Allati kana yarkabuha. Allati is female because baghlatan is female, no? Which he used to ride it. The mule. Wasilahahu, his weapon. Sila asliha. Sila is singular, huh? Plural is asliha. His weapon. Wa ardan, and a land. Ja'alaha libni sabili sadaqatan, which he left for Ibn Sabil, is the wayfarers. Ibn Sabil is the one who lost the way, or travelers. Yeah, traveler, not lost actually. Ibn Sabil. Literally, it means son of the way, but yeah, they use it for passenger, not passenger, travelers. Sadaqatan. Because anything, who's related to that, they make it either the son or the father. That's the way. Ibn so and so, Ibn Sabil. Even for age, they ask, I am anabnu thalathuna sana. I'm 30 years old. Son of 30 years old. Yeah. And for fathers also, like Abu Huraira, when you like something, Abu Lahab, father of red. But that's how it is. Ibn or Abu. Sadaqatan. Ibn Sabil or Sadaqatan. So where is the exception here? Ma taraka. Is it a positive statement? No, it's not. Ghayru mujab. So ghayru mujab. The Prophet did not leave the. Where's illa now? Yeah, illa. Yeah, here's illa. So this is all is there, no? He did not leave this, except. So it's mentioned, no? Why? Oh, okay. I think he's bringing an example for munqati', because dinar is not of the same type of mule. This is an animal. Dinar is not an animal. He's not dirham is not an animal. Abdan, amatan, all of these are not animals. So he did not leave dinar except, so you might think, okay, not a slave male slave, so something related to it, but it is not related. So this he brought for munqati'. So munqati' is anyways mansub. Different type is very rare, and if it is rare, it is mansub. Yeah? So baghlatahu. Why is it mansub? Because this is munqati'. It's of a different type. Dinar is not animal, so. So he brought this example. Iqra al-bayta ya Ibrahim. Read this bayt. Bayt is poetry. Ibrahim, ala kullu shay'in ma khala Allah batilu. Wa kullu na'im la mahalata za'ilu. Allah. We learned Allah, right? Oh, this is for the grabbing attention. Allah, very common in the Quran. This is the very common in the Quran. Last time we talked about this, but that was for encouraging someone. This is not encouraging someone. Huh? Encouraging, we learned Allah is also used, Allah is also used, or Halla is used. And encouraging or rebuking someone. If you remember, tahdeed wa tandeem. If you're encouraging someone, you use Halla with mudare. Halla tadhabu ila Zaid. Right? Why don't you go to Zaid? That means, please go to Zaid. I mean, why shouldn't you go to Zaid? I mean, please go to him. Or you can do Halla darasta lil imtihan. Shouldn't you have studied for the exam? So if you use it Madi, that means you're rebuking him. Why didn't you do that? If you're using for with mudare, that is for Allah, is mostly used. But this Allah doesn't come with verbs. This is like grabbing attention. Amma is also used. This is called, I forgot its name, but this is for grabbing attention. Allah. And this is very common in the Quran. Allah inna awliya Allah la khawfun alayhim wa lahum yahzanun. Allah innahum humul mufsiduna. Allah is like, behold, grab, beware. Right? It's harfu istiftahin wa tambihin. Right? You open the sentence. You open the sentence with Allah. That means it has to come in the beginning. Istiftah. Wa tambih is grabbing the attention, cautioning. Right? Allah. And there are various like this. Tambih. So Allah is different. Allah is different. Huh? Okay. This is like grabbing attention. Allah kullu shay'in ma khala Allah batilu. So Allah, beware or attention. Everything ma khala Allah. So now he wants to teach us other particles of except illa. Right? Except illa, he wants to teach us verbs. Khala is a verb. Ma khala Allah batilu. So khala, there's ma'ada and ma khala is a verb. Ma'ada. Ma'ada is also used. Ma khala is also used. And the rule is basically make it mansub after. So lafzul jalala is mansub because this is a verb. Maf'ulun bihi kind of. Ma khala Allah, that means ma khala means illa. Don't translate as what, empty. Khala means empty or something. You just translate except. So ala kullu shay'in. So beware or not beware. Attention, everything except Allah is batilu. Is batil, is untrue. Batil. In classical Arabic, batil also means not a lie. It does not mean lie all the time. It could also mean untrue. That is something which is not true, or something which is it's going to end anyways, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa kullu na'imin, and every na'im is blessing. La mahalata, there is no escape. Mahala, la mahala is this is a way of saying la mahala means it's certain, it's inevitable. Za'ilu, it is it'll be zala yazalu, it'll be destroyed. It's not eternal. Za'il. And why is this tanween gone? This is poetic metric. Inshallah, when you do poetry or something, there are some poets have license to delete tanween and all that. So they deleted batilu, za'ilu. Yadkhulul muraqibu. So why did he bring this bait? To teach us ma khala. And Allah also he wants to introduce Allah. Last time I said Allah was not there in the book. He has it in the book. Yeah, here it is. Allah. in one of the previous lessons. المراقب ينصرف جميع الطلاب الآن ما عدا الطلاب الأوروبيين فلهم اجتماع مع المدير. He's bringing another sentence. ينصرف, go away, or left. انصرف, depart. جميع الطلاب. So all of the students left. الآن, now. ما عدا. ما عدا, again another verb. ما خلا ما عدا. So what? Anytime verb comes, make it mansub. Don't look at all the rules we learned of all those. No, that is for illa, ghayru, and all those rules. But this is just, make it mansub. Khalas. ما عدا الطلاب الأوروبيين, except the European students, because falam ijtima'un ma'al mudi, because they're not because. So you can say because. This fa is sababiyya. I mean, for a reason. Falahum ijtima'un ma'al, I think sababiyya. So not so. Less or not less. Because they have a meeting with the principal. You can say because, I guess. كيف كان حفل الشاي أمس? Teacher is like speaking about the party. They had some party. Hafla is party. Hafla. How was the tea party yesterday? أنا لم أتمكن من الحضور. It was not possible. تمكن يتمكن. It was not. I was not able to. من الحضور. It requires a min all the time. تمكن يتمكن. I was not able to attend. How do you translate min? It was not possible for me. We use two in English. So, من الحضور المراقب. كان ممتعا. It was enjoyable. أمتع يمتع ممتع اسم الفاعل. قد حضر الطلاب كلهم. All of the students came. إلا المدرسين, except the teachers. إلا المدرسين, except the teachers. So this is a normal statement. No, we just brought a normal statement at the end. Una became inam mansub, because this is mujab, positive. Okay, تمارين أجيب عن الأسئلة الآتية. من الذي ذهب في الاختبار الشهري? Who's the one who failed? هو إبراهيم. لما لأنه ما كتب السؤال الأول. Who's the one who failed? هو إبراهيم. ذهب لأنه لم يجب عن السؤال الأول, because he did not answer the first question. كم درسا يدرس الطلاب للامتحان? How many lessons? I don't know. يدرسون الكتاب كله إلا الدرسين الأخيرين. Yeah, they will study the whole complete book except the last two lessons. من الذي غاب? حامد. هو حامد. Let's do a few exercises, because this is how many exercises do you have? 12, I think. Yeah, 15 exercises. So let's do a few, maybe, inshallah, a few minutes, 10-15 minutes more, I guess. Because this is all just a repeat of what we learned. He'll just explain our text. نجح الطلاب كلهم إلا واحدا. The students, all of them were absent except one of them. هنا واحدا مستثنى. Literally, it was مستثنى. منقوص. Why is this like this? Because this is called manqus, no? Mus, hudan. If you add alif lam, it will become al mustathna, al huda, huda. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. هدى للمتقين. It was actually hudan. So we give a tanween on the this thing, not over here. Like qadin, manqus. Al istithna. What is istithna? He's explaining. I said qadin, right? No, like hudan. Not qadin is manqus. Yeah, this is maqsur with alif maqsura. This is maqsur. الاستثناء إخراج ما بعد أداة الاستثناء من حكم ما قبلها. فإذا قلنا, so what is exception? He explaining إخراج ما بعد. إخراج is removing ما بعد, removing ما بعد أداة الاستثناء. What is after the particle of istithna, removing من حكم ما قبلها, from the ruling of what is before it. So there's a ruling here. You want to remove something from this after illa. So ruling means everybody passed, for example. So you want to say, no, he did not pass, failed. So all of them passed. This is the ruling. Right? This is the ruling. So you want to remove this from except one. فإذا قلنا, if we said نجح الطلاب إلا حامدا, أثبتنا النجاح للطلاب ونفيناه عن حامد. And if you say all of the students passed except Hamid, أثبتنا, we have affirmed, أثبت يثبت, we have affirmed success for all the students وَنَفَيْنَاهُ. Nafa, yanfi is to negate. Huh? Nafa yanfi also means to exile someone, I believe. But here it means to negate. We negate nafi, right? Nafi, negation. Nafainahu and Hamid. And we have negated it from Hamid. So that means Hamid, these all of them passed. This guy did not pass. Walahu thalathatu arkan. It has three pillars. Ruknun, arkanun, pillars, or three parts, or three elements. Al-mustatna minhu adatul istithna. Al-mustatna, that is the exception itself, that is Hamid here. Al-mustatna minhu, the bigger part from whom you are accepting. And adatul istithna is the particle of exception. So najahat tullabu, this is called mustatna minhu, right? From this you are removing minhu, from it. Illa adatul istithna. We explain all this, inshallah it'll be easy. Hamidan is mustatna. This is Hamidan is mustatna. And so is illa only one of the particles? Is only illa there? No, there are many. So he says adawatul istithnai kathiratun. Particles of exceptions are many. Ahammuha, most important of them are ahamma. Illa wahiya hadfun. Illa, it is half. Half, illa is in half. Ghayru wa siva. Wahuma ismani. And ghayru and siva are two. We didn't talk about ghayru and siva in the lesson. He'll explain later on. Ghayru siva has the same ruling at illa, except that the word after ghayru will be majur all the time. Majur. But what will ghayru? It will be ghayra or ghayru. We have to look at all these conditions. He'll have an exercise. Like will it become illa ghayra or ghayru? So will it be madfu or mansub? We'll look at the rules for illa. But the word after ghayru hamidin, it will be majur. Siva hamidin, it will be mudaf mudaf ilayhi. Siva, there's no problem. Ghayru is only a problem. Wama uhuma smani, and there are two nouns. And ma khala wa ma ada, and these are verbs. Wama wahuma fi'lani, and you'll make it mansub all the time for verbs. Ma khala also means except. Ma ada also means except. Aqsamul istithna. So we'll explain all the types of istithna. Al-istithna imma muttasilun wa imma munqati'un. So first he'll explain muttasil, munqati'. Right? First step, right? Same kind or different kind. Muttasil, connected, same kind. Munqati', broken, different kind. Fal-muttasilu an yakuna al-mustathna ba'dan mimma qablahu. That the mustathna is a portion. Ba'd means some of it, right? Some of it of what is before it. So there's a whole group, and mustathna should be like part of it. Like all students, Hamid is out of it, right? So Hamid should be a portion of this. This is called muttasil. Nahu najahat tullabu illa hamidan. All of the students passed except Hamid. Fahamidun ahadu tullab. Hamid is one of the students. Wahuwa min jinsim, and he's of the same type, same genus. That is same group. That is students. Hamid is also a student. But Hamid was a teacher. It would have been a problem. It is munqati then. Wal munqati'u an la yakuna al mustathna ba'dan mimma qablahu. That mustathna should not be a part of it, of what is before it. Nahu likulli da'in dawa'un illa al mawta. For every disease, there's a medicine. Da is a medicine. Da adwa. Adwa. Daun is disease. Marad. And adwa is the plural. Adwa. There's a book by Ibn al-Qayyim called Ad-Da'u ad-Dawa. Ad-Da'u ad-Dawa, the disease and its dawa, medicine. So likulli da'in dawa'un. So for every disease there's a dawa, medicine, except death. But death is not a disease, right? So illa al-mauta fal-mautu laysa min jinsid da. Da'i, because death is not of the type of da, is not of the kind of da disease. So this is mansub, this is munqati', right? Different type. Da is one type, and this is not of the same type. وَكَذَلِكَ الْإِسْتِثْنَاءُ إِمَّا تَامٌ وَإِمَّا مُفَرَّغٌ. This is the second level. First level is same type or different type. Second level is it mentioned or not mentioned? Tamun, mentioned. Mustathna minhu, the big group is mentioned. Mufarragh, it's empty. So tamun, fattamu ma dhukira fihi al-mustathna minhu. And tam means what? Complete. It is everything is complete in it. Right? Full body. The whole body is present. But mufarragh, the head is missing. Right? I mean, it's the main thing because the whole group is missing. Fattamu, this is like complete body, healthy person. Ma dhukira fihi al-mustatna minhu, in which mustatna minhu is mentioned. Nahu, hafidhtu al-Qur'ana illa surat al-Baqarati. I memorized the Quran except surat al-Baqarah. Healthy person. Alhamdulillah, no problem. This whole sentence is fine. So make it mansub. Right? Wal-mufarraghu, ma lam yudhkar fihi al-mustatna minhu. Where the big group mustatna minhu is not mentioned. So it is like a disabled person. Right? Nahu ma ja'a ahadun. There's nothing mentioned. Ma ja'a. No one came except Hamid. I mean, I have to say no one. Literally not came except Hamid. So here it is mufarragh. Mufarragh. Why it's empty? Ma ja'a ahadun. No one came except Hamid. So mufarragh, anytime it comes, you have a choice. No, you have a. I mean, mufarragh is empty. No, you don't have a choice actually. I mean, you have to use accordingly. Mufarragh empty means there's no illa. Imagine you don't have a choice. Negative statements, negative statements, you have a choice. وكذلك الاستثناء إما موجب وإما غير موجب. And similarly, exception is either positive or negative. موجب is positive. والموجب ما خلا من النفي والنهي والاستفهام. See, he brought ما خلا. Means except, ما خلا ما عدا. And mujab is something except from the negation and prohibition and question. So mujab means positive statement, affirmative statements. Mujab. And غير موجب ما تضمن النفي أو النهي أو الاستفهام, which contains تضمن يتضمن form 5 to contain. What contains nafi, nahi, and istifham. So you understand why this lesson is difficult, because you have to remember all these terms: mujab, ghayru mujab, tam, and all that. Okay. The rulings. So when I learned first time, it was like, what is this going on? You have to remember muttasil, munqati, fattam, mufarragh, mujab, ghayru mujab. It's not that difficult. Alhamdulillah. I'm happy. Right? Alhamdulillah. Now, it's not that difficult. Yeah. I mean, alhamdulillah. Yeah. Ahkamul mustathna bi illa. The rulings of mustathna bi illa. What you have to make it mansub. Right? If you don't understand all this, make it mansub and you will be right 80% of the time. Alhamdulillah. Right? Even if you don't understand all this, it's fine, because these rulings are important when you're writing something. Again, right? When you're reading something, I mean, how does it matter? Illa hamidun, hamidan. I mean, meaning is the same. Reading wise, there's no problem at all. These rules are important only when you're making ta'bir, expressions when you're writing. So you might hadartullahu illa hamidun. If it's written wrong, it's wrong. I mean, for Quran and all that, these rules doesn't matter at all. I mean, it's good to know why it happened, but yeah, you might get confused. Like sometimes it might come hamidun in some sentences. So you'll be like, what? I thought after illa is hamidan. Why is it hamidun? Then you have to look into the reason. But 90% or 85% or whatever, most of the time it's mansub. The exceptions are marfu. Ahkamul mustathna bil illa. Let's just read this, inshallah, all these rulings. I'rabuhu, hukmul mustathna. And we'll start the exercises next class from third bit. So let's just read all these rulings and then we can practice next class. Ahkamul mustatna bi illa. What are the rulings? So he'll divide all these rulings. Hukmul mustatna fil istithna il muttasil. First, we'll talk about same kind. Right? Same kind. Muttasil. Muttasil means what? Same kind. Human. At same time, not human animals. Wujubun nasbi. First, this is wajib for nasb. When it is wujubun nasb, practically remember every positive statement, it has to be nasb. Khalas. Every positive statement. Right? This rule you won't find in any book. I deduced it myself. Now, yajibu nasbuhu idha kana because generally they say tamman mujaban. But I realize even if it is not tam, right, it cannot be. If it is not tam, it cannot be in positive sentence. Right? So there's no point in double statement, because mufarragh, if you remember, mufarragh can only happen, empty can only happen when it is negation, negative statements and all that, because you cannot have a statement which is empty of mustathna minhu in positive statement. So this is like double emphasis. I mean, it has to be tam, it has to be mujab. Fine. Tam, I mean, mujab statements are only tam. You cannot have a mujab statement and mufarraq statement. I mean, it's not possible at all. So, yeah. So any mujab statement, khalas, make it mansub. That means positive statements, khalas, make it mansub. And most of the sentences you'll find positive itself. Nahu, for example, hadarat tullabu, positive sentence, blindly make it mansub. Khalas. Ra'aytu tullaba illa hamidan. I saw all the students except hamidan. Mansub, khalas. Why? Positive statements. No need to see if it's mentioned or not also. Khatam. It's all ittasaltu bit tullabi. Contacted the students with the student. Ittasala takes a B, so it's majur. So he wants to give, one is marfu, one is mansub and majur. It doesn't matter what these things are. All of them will become illa hamidan, hamidan, hamidan. All of them are hamidan, hamidan. Fine. So any positive statement, make it mansub. Khalas. Now jawazun nasbi wal ittiba'i or itba'i, atba'i, itba, form 4. Making it nasbu or following it, itba. Where you have a choice now. يجوز نصبه وإتباعه لما قبله في الإعراب إذا كان الاستثناء تاما غير موجب. Right? So any negative statement, you have to see first. Is it taman? If it is tam, you have a choice. So, right? Like we talked about, positive, make mansub all the time. Negative, then you have to see. Is it tamun? Is it mufarragh? Right? Tamun, choice. Mufarragh, appropriate. Right? Appropriate. So this is the only problem in negative steps. So anytime negation comes or question comes or prohibition comes, stop. Right? Stop. But even here, for the shortcut, if it is complete, because this is rare anyways, mufarragh is rare anyways. If it is complete, make it mansub. No, even if you have a choice, make it mansub. Right? So even if it make it mansub, you are correct in this statement also. Right? Here you might be wrong if you make it mansub. So in both of these situations, 90% of the time, mufarragh will not be mentioned. Right? Ma ja'a illa hamidun, fine. You might be mentioned, but this is rare. So mansub is fine in both places. So ghayra mujabin, so it is tam, it is complete. Ghayra mujab, it is negative. The situations they give first is tam and ghayr mujab, but I find, using negation as the first criteria. Use negation as the first criteria, then go to tam. Yeah, I do it reverse, because positive mansub, negation you stop. Ma hadarat tullabu, okay, negation, fine. Is it tam? Yes, tullab is mentioned, so you have a choice. Illa hamidan, hamidun. This is because of illa, and hamidun is because of this thing. This thing. Now, this thing. Hamidun, you have a choice. So I said madfu choice, but it could be mansub also. Why? Ma sa'altu tullaba. This is mansub. Illa, mansub because of hamidan, right? Blue color. Or mansub because of copying this. Badal, no? You have to copy us. So it could be a choice between literally you cannot see, but yeah. Ma sa'altu tullaba illa hamidan. Choice. One is copy, the other is mansub. Right? I said mansub and marfu. This was applicable here, but this is choice means, copying. You have to copy this one because it's like badal. Ma mattasaltu bit tullabi. I did not contact the students. Illa hamidan, mansub. This is fine because of illa. Or bit tullabi, copy it, badal. Hamidin. Illa hamidan or hamidin. It's ba. So this choice means choice with whatever. You should just copy the words. La yakhruju. He gave more examples because to make it clear, I guess. La, oh, yeah. La yakhruju ahadun. No one should leave. This is, this is negation. He gave 3 examples for negation and 3 examples for prohibition. No one should leave. Illa hamidan, hamidun. So ahadun, mansub, marfu, hamidun is also marfu. We'll not look at hamidan. These blue ones are fine because of illa, no? All these are hamidan. But copying ones we'll look at. La tasal ahadan, don't ask anyone. This is because of this again. Ahadan. Hamidan. La tattasil bi ahadin, don't contact anyone except hamidin. So ahadin, hamidin. Copy. Right? I hope it is clear, inshallah. Choice, any choice. Hal ghaba ahadun illa hamidun. See, ahadun. Hamidun. Copy. This is mansub anyways. Where anyone except Hamid, or was anyone absent except Hamid? Hal ra'aita ahdan illa Hamidan. So this is because of this, and this is because of copying. Ahadan. So choice is fine, yeah. هل اتصلت بأحد إلا حامد بأحد مجرور choice. So there should be no choice actually. Make it mansub all the time. Eh? I mean, for easier sake, because after 1 month you'll be confused. Like, so you have a choice. Even in negation, tam, and this is the most common in negation. You'll have tam only. So make it mansub. Why do you want to go into the choice thing and then you have to match all these matching? The more the more choice, the more problem. Third, i'rabu bihasbi ma yaqtadihi, and the i'rab of according to what iqtada yaqtadi, what it requires. What is required? Al-amil, what the amil requires. يعرب بحسب ما يقتضيه العامل. It is the Arab is given according to what the amil requires. It requires كما لو كانت إلا غير موجودة, like إلا was not موجود. So this is what he's talking about. مفرغ. إذا كان الاستثناء مفرغ. If it is empty, imagine إلا is not there. إلا مفرغا, like ما جاء إلا حامدون. So imagine there's no إلا, so he gave an example. ما جاء حامدون, right? There's no إلا there. ما سألت إلا حامدا, I did not ask anyone except Hamid. So ما سألت حامدا, there's no إلا there. ما اتصلت إلا بحامد, you have to add a B because اتصل requires a B. Illa bi Hamid, I did not contact except Hamid. So all these cases can happen because this is empty. And this is for negation. La yakhruj illa Hamidun, nobody should leave illa Hamid. So it requires a file. So file. La tasal illa Hamid, don't ask anyone except Hamid. Hal jaa illa Hamidun, this is a question. Did anyone come except Hamid? Jaa requires a file. So file. Hal ra'ita illa Hamid, did you see anyone except Hamid? Last few things, yeah, inshallah, a few, just half a page more. Hukmul mustatna bi ghayri illa. Please extend B. Which one? Ittasala requires a B, so we'll just make it B, Make it makes it majroor bi hamidin. Not the ba one. This one ba. Oh, okay. This ba. In the example, this ba or this ba or this ba. Which one? This one. All the bas. Middle one. Okay. La tas'al, don't ask. So don't ask. Tas'al requires a maf'ulun bihi, I mean, the person, don't ask someone. So this is a maf'ulun bihi for tas'al. Amr, no? Sa'ala yasalu. Nahi, sorry. Prohibition. Maf'ulun bihi. It requires maf'ulun bihi, don't ask Hamid. Okay. Hukmul mustathna fil istithna al munqati. If it is different type, make it mansub. Khalas. Yajibu nasbuhu fi jamil ahwal. In all of the situations, you don't see all that. Different type, make it mansub. Because obviously it's different type, right? I mean, you cannot make it madfu because it cannot copy the previous one. Hadarat tullabu illa al mudarrisa. All the students came except the teacher. Ma hadarat tullabu illa al mudarrisa. No one came. The students did not came except teacher. See, teacher is different to students are different, right? I mean, students came except the teacher. I mean, teacher is not from the type of students. So, not from the kind of students. So make it mansub. Munqati. Hukmul mustathna bi ghayri wa siwa. Ruling for mustathna bi ghayri siwa. So ghayr siwa, what you have to do? Hukmuhul jarru bil idafa. The word following ghayr and siwa should be jar. Right? Because this is mudaf. They always come as mudaf. Ghayru and siwa. وَتُعْرَبُ غَيْرُ بِمَا كَانَ يُعْرَبُ بِالْمُسْتَثْنَى مَعَ إِلَّا. And what will you give for غَيْرُ? Will it be غَيْرُ or غَيْرِ or غَيْرَ? Then it will be like إِلَّا. يُعْرَبُ بِالْمُسْتَثْنَى مَعَ إِلَّا. What? After إِلَّا, the mustathna comes, right? All things you have to look at for غَيْرُ also. So if it is positive, make it غَيْرَ, right? Like we made إِلَّا حَامِدًا, no? Here غَيْرُ will take the ruling. Because the following word will be majroor, no? Ja'at tullabu. Okay. So ghayra hamid. Why is it mansub? Because it's a positive statement. Right? Positive statement. Ghayra. So illa hamidan. If you use illa, you have to make hamidan as mansub, no? Correct? So because this is mudaf ilayh, the ruling is transferred to here. Ghayru becomes ghayra. Ja'at tullabu illa hamidan. So he gave an example also. Illa hamidan. So hamidan is mansub. So this was transferred to here. Illa ghayra. Okay. Very simple. I mean, just like what we did for Hamid, we do it for Ghaira. Ma ja'at tullab. Okay, negation. Is it tam? You have a choice. Use Ghairu, copying this, or use Ghaira, like illa. Hamid will always remain majur. Huh? We are talking about Ghairu. Will it be Ghairu or Ghaira, Ghairi? Ma ja'at tullabu illa Hamidun, Hamidun. We had a choice here. So use the choice for Ghairu. Ma ja'a. This is mufarragh, empty. So this empty requires what? File. So file is here, Ghairu. Nobody came except Hamid, apart from Hamid. Ma ja'a illa Hamidun. This is mufarragh. Ma sa'altu ghayra Hamidin. This is also mufarragh. It requires a maf'ulun bihi. Object, right? Object. Ma sa'altu ghayra Hamidin. Okay. So ghayru, ghayra, same ruling as illa, except the ruling will be for ghayru. Not for the word following, not for Hamid or whatever. With illa, it will be for Hamid, because illa is a particle. And ma khala, ma'ada, make it mansub all the time. These are verbs, right? So remember, for illa, you have all these rules. And for ghayru siwa, for ghayru, you have to apply all the rules of illa again. And for ma khala, make it mansub. Ja'at tullabu, hukmuhun nasb. Its ruling is nasb. Ja'at tullabu, ma khala hamidan. All the students came except Hamid. Ma'ada hamidan. Make it mansub if it's a verb. Maf'ulun bi for the word. Okay. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Okay. Jazakallahu Khairan. Inshallah, we'll continue. Third exercise, anyways, we've done it. Point all the incident. We'll do the fourth exercise and review all of this. Inshallah, we have 15 exercises, I think, in this book. Inshallah ta'ala. Barakallahu feekum. It might take us more 2 classes to do this lesson because it's a little long lesson. And the next lesson is also long and very important lesson. Next lesson is also important because we see it all the time. Noon thaqila, noon khafifa. Idhabanna, the noon is added, and idhaban. Khafifa is just to add a noon. Just for emphasis, instead of using laqad and all that for verbs, you can add idhabanna. It comes in mudara and amr. You all go. Inshallah. Noon thaqila, noon khafifa. And it has all these conjugations. So idhabanna, idhabnani, idhabunna. It changes, all those things change a little bit. Okay. Barakallahu feekum. Jazakallahu khair. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.